It is 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep, so I have some things I'm gonna rant about. Number one, speeding on the freeway. I live in California. The sign, the big ass white sign that has an even bigger number on it that can range from 60 to 70, right? Don't get me wrong. That most of the time that is suggested, all right? Even for me, okay? But even for me, I'm not saying I drive like a fucking BMW fucking made in 2025. No, I drive a fucking Mazda that was made in 2012, okay? My shit's pushing fucking 13. My car is in middle school, okay? Think about that for a second. And I will still top out at like 80, 90, like 90 if it is like a fucking emergency, if I have my own damn ambulance, or just really fucking pushing it, like if the music's really hitting, right? I'll maybe push 90. But beyond that, it's just ridiculous to me, right? Okay. For example, I was driving on the 15 down to San Diego, right? And if you know anything about that road, you know it's essentially hill, downhill, windy downhill, windy uphill, windy downhill. You're in San Diego, all right? Why is it raining at 11 p.m. and we're going 100 miles per hour? What are we doing? You're driving on roads not meant for wet. When it's wet, and you're going 100 miles per hour in a car not meant for wet. What are we doing? You're just asking to fucking hydroplane and die. Like, congratulations, you made it safe. Holy shit, what are you doing? That's like taking fentanyl and be like, I didn't die. Oh, dumbass, right? And I see people now, right? I just watched a video. This is the reason I made the video. I saw a video of this guy talking about how, like, if you speed past a certain amount, it's pointless because you're not actually getting to your destination faster. You're just going faster. I don't know. It's like kind of a curve, like a graph that goes this way, where it's not linear, right? So once you hit like 80 miles per hour, the more faster you go, you're not actually getting to your destination faster. As stupid as that sounds, it's actually true. And the comments are just like, oh, I just go 120 for the love of the game. Why? What are we doing? I might as well chug this shit and get behind the fucking wheel, because it's the same shit. I'm just drinking and driving for the love of the game. That's just stupid to me. Ugh. Alright, so you're actually going to see this before the AI, even though I'm recording it after it because of editing, right? Like this. Another thing that pisses me off about driving nowadays, like I've been driving for fucking 25 years. No. Another thing that... But tailgaters, all right? Tailgaters and, like, left lane champions. And I'm not talking about the guys that drive in the left lane at the speed limit or fucking, 5 miles below, whatever, right? I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the guys who are in the left lane exclusively, who want to go 125 miles per hour, thinking that the left lane is the fucking Autobahn in Germany. But in reality, the left lane is actually supposed to stay clear unless you are meant to pass somebody. So think about this, right? It's 4 lanes, right? Or 4 lanes, right? Slow, middle, passing lane, right? These 3 are occupied, right? You want to get past somebody in this lane. So you go into the passing lane, get past them, and then get back into traffic or / like in front of the person you wanted to pass, right? If you wanted to pass 3 people, theoretically, you can do that, right? But that's how it's designed to work, all right? Now, I have nothing against the people that use all 4 lanes. Well, okay, that's a different discussion. The people that like cut up in traffic, that's a different discussion. What I mean is I don't discriminate against people that only use the left lane, right? It's the people that drive in it at 125 miles per hour, and then your average Joe like me, who driving in at 80 miles per hour, 85 miles per hour, you're tailgating behind me with your fucking lights on, screaming at me, honking at me to go forward, go faster, when in my car I don't feel comfortable going that fast, right? Second of all, there is ample room for you. You had 4 car lengths to see that, okay, I'm obviously going slower than you. You had enough time to go into this lane to then pass me, right? At the same time, I also well, I don't do this, but other cars that do this, I would also have time to look in my rearview mirror, see you hauling ass at me to be like, hey, I should probably move over to this lane so that way they can just keep going, right? But then that creates a conundrum because if I'm like, okay, well, let me switch lanes to get out of this guy's way, if I do that, but you're one of those guys that does cut up in traffic and I fucking start to fucking change lanes for you, now all of a sudden we're gonna crash because you're going 125 miles per hour at my fucking ass, and I'm like, okay, let me move for you, but you're like, let me move up around this guy, and now we fucking crash, right? Because you want to go 125 miles per hour for no fucking reason. If it's a fucking emergency, call 911. Oh, all right, let's just fucking call a spade a spade. And then, but like on the other side of that, like the videos I love the most are the people that are getting tailgated who will speed up right behind the traffic, right, and then fucking cut out right behind, and the tailgater fucking gets fucking or rear ends the guy in front of them. That's absolute cinema, right? I fucking did that to somebody too. They were tailgating me. I was like, right, and they fucking rear ended the guy that was in front of me, right, because you wanted to play idiot and not give me my space on the road. All right? There's 300 million Americans, all right? There's so much road for all of us, right? And you want to take up all of it, right? That's not how this game works. I honestly think I could talk about this, especially by myself to a camera, talking to technically nobody for hours and hours and hours. Another thing that pisses me off. AI in school. I have family members that are teachers. I have friends that are in college. And hearing both sides of it is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Because we have college students paying thousands upon thousands, sometimes upon hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? To get an education. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fucking dumbass, all right? I skimmed by high school on a fucking signed piece of paper that said, fuck it, right? I should not have graduated high school. I'll admit it. I fucking did it, though. If you're going to get a higher education and you use AI to get by, what are we doing? Another thing I saw a video about, and it just grinded my gears. This guy, I don't know what school he went to, but he was like, oh, here's my essay. I put in the ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT gives him the essay. He goes, okay, then I take that essay, I give it back to ChatGPT and ask them to write it like a human. Okay, then they take that essay, put it into a AI detector. The AI detector says, yeah. So he takes that essay that ChatGPT wrote for a second time, gives it to a different AI and says, hey, write it like a human. Then they take that, put it until, it gets to the point where it's more human than AI, even though the AI wrote it. And I'm like, at that point, just write your fucking essay. It can't be that fucking hard. Again, hands up, I haven't passed an English class since fucking Obama was in office, and I'm 21 years old. But what are we doing here? Don't do it. Don't do it. Do what I did. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Like what are we like? Oh God, it irks me because it's like you're doing more work to not do the work, right? And at that point, in my pea brain, that's a net loss. Just do the work at that point on your own, and then you don't have the possibility of it being potentially plagiarized AI. Not plagiarized, but caught for AI, and now you get expelled from school. What? Or you failed the class because they're now going to start using AI as a plagiarism, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like similar to plagiarism. If you plagiarize in college, you're fucking taking the boot, right? They're now going to start, if you use AI in college, you're getting the fucking boot. They're going to start doing that shit. So why are we going to the trouble of AI to humanize it to AI to humanize it to AI to humanizer? Just write your fucking essay. I don't give a fuck that it's 10 pages. That's why I didn't go to college. I don't want to do that shit. Look at me. I'm chilling. Now, to completely change topics once again, something that's actually related to my channel, I guess, in a bit. I open some cards from time to time. I dabble in the hobby. these whatnot videos of these guys, like, okay, I'll play a clip after I'm done talking about it, but there's this one guy in particular who he would sell a card, right? So like the idea of whatnot, at least to get you in the door, right? A lot of the advertisements from whatnot is, hey, you can go to these live streams, right, who are selling cards, but items in general, that's normally $50. And because it starts as a $1 bid or whatever, you can work your way up to it being 20 or a 10-second bid, actually, more than a $1 bid. You can work it up to being a $20 item for you, even though its market value is 50 or 60, right? That's the idea. That's what Whatnot wants you to think to get you into the door, right? Now, for the creator or the person selling, that's the complete opposite, right? Because if you have, you know, a $500 card and somebody fucking rolls past your stream, sees that shit's up to for $100, sees that there's 3 seconds left and goes, I'll take it for $100, you lose on fucking $400, and all of a sudden this guy has this fucking steal. And this one guy in particular, it happened to him, right? He got mad, right? Or yeah, no. So in the clip, right? He sold like a Saquon Barkley. I don't know how much it was for, right? But the guy essentially got it at 50% off, right? And he called him out. He said, hey, are you so broke that you need to get this card for 50% off? And it reminds me of that NLE Choppa clip where I was like, are you so broke that you can't afford to give it away for 50% off, or you can't sell it for 50% off, right? Because that's the vibe I'm getting, right? Like, if I'm so broke that I need to get this car for 50% off, why is it such a big deal for you that you're selling it to me for 50% off? You feel me? Like, at that point, that's just not a right business decision. Why would you put that card up so high value for so low when you have so little viewers in your live stream and selling it to a guy for 50% off? Why would you do that? 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 And then he got mad and like tossed his shit. Like, what? And then another one, he was just blatant dumbassitude. And there was a card that he had that he personally valued at $4,000 because the last PSA 9 went for like fucking 3K, and he's like, this has to be a 10, so it's $4,000, even though ungraded the card was going for $700, right? So when somebody bought the card for $750, technically, on a technicality, ungraded the card that he was selling, he made a profit. It's $50. It's a fucking 2% gain. But, you know, you didn't fucking lose 50% like the Saquon Barkley. And then he trashes the fucking set, throws the card, and it's like, it's a metal card, it's fine. What the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? What? All right, this video is going to be 20 minutes. I decided on it. A bit of a rant. Not necessarily. I'm going to get political, so cheers to that. So, another thing I wanted to, like, slightly rant about was the big C upstairs, Charlie Kirk, all right? I think his death amplified hate about 20x in this country, right? Because before he died, right, I didn't know anything. Like most people out there, I'm 21 years old, I'm chronically online. I still didn't know a lot about Charlie Kirk before he died, even like when they made the South Park episode about him. I still didn't know that much about him, right? Fast forward to when he dies, right? Like, I know who Charlie Kirk is. I know what he does, right? I don't really know. I kind of know what he stands for, but, like, I don't know the propaganda that has been fed to me since his death, right? But ever since he died, ever since the second he got shot, right? I saw the video. I was like, okay, well, he's dead. And then they're like, he's not dead. I was like, what? After he died, right? I see, you know, everything they push about him, how they say he said this and this and this and this, and black people aren't black people, whatever, right? Whatever, some fucking bullshit they wanted to push about him. And I was like, okay, this Charlie Kirk guy doesn't seem that cool. And then I see the complete opposite, where it's like, hey, he actually said this, and he actually said this, and he stood for this. I'm like, hey, this Charlie Kirk fellow doesn't sound too bad, right? And now I'm like, well, he's dead, so it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? But his death amplified that to 20,000, right? Because with any political side or activist or anybody, right? It could be fucking, you know, some person that goes, I just want to be here. And if my political view was, I want the world to be perfect, no crime, no hate, no nothing, right? There's gonna be half of the world out there that goes, I don't like that guy. I don't know. I just want to hate because I want to hate. And I'm part of that group. I want to hate because I want to hate. That shit's fucking funny to me, right? So when you have Charlie Kirk debating people when he's alive, you have it's not a small community, but you have a small relative community of, let's just say like 5 million people that know Charlie Kirk, are fans of Charlie Kirk, right? And let's just say that there's 5 million people that hate Charlie Kirk and want to see Charlie Kirk dead, right? Let's just say like that, right? Once he's dead, right, and the memes blow up and we are Charlie Kirk and all this shit, right? Now it's 100 million people that don't like Charlie Kirk and, glad he's dead. And now there's 100 million people that love Charlie Kirk and want to see him resurrected and his legacy live on, right? So now, instead of it being 5 million against 5 million, you now have 100 million people against 100 million people arguing every day about the littlest shit. And this is gonna, like I feel like a lot of, like, a hate in this country started once he died, right? And I don't know if that's just, like, uncorrelated, but, like, at least personally, I see a lot more, not cool things said about each other ever since his passing. Right? And I'm not saying, like, oh, if he never died, the world would be a better place. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I think his debates and his topics brought up so much conversation that once he died, just like, Pop Smoke's music. Pop Smoke's music. Pop Smoke? Yes, wait. Oh, fuck, I'm drunk. I've had like fucking 3 of these things. Anyway, it's like Juice WRLD's music. Let's just say that, right? Once he died, his streams fucking skyrocketed, right? Just like Charlie Kirk. Once he died, his clips got fucking out there. Like, you saw everything. Every second. Like, I didn't know this. What the fuck? This guy played fucking quarterback and, like, Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know. It was some fucking bullshit, right? Because he talked about things that were both simple and complex at the same time and brought up a lot of conversation and debate amongst his own community and amongst other communities in this community, that, his passing brought so many more eyes to it that people from way out far left field, I'm not meaning like left wing, like liberal, like I'm just saying like people that don't know anything, like fucking Europeans that don't care about, U.S. politics, are now chiming in and adding fuel to the fire that is bullshit, right? And this isn't gonna make the video. What am I talking about? It is. It fucking is, right? My channel, I get to put whatever the fuck I want to talk about, right? I don't have friends. No, I do have friends. They're just asleep right now, so I get to talk to myself and a camera. Right? It could have no correlation, right? Like, it could be Charlie Kirk's death, like, hate, and it could just be my eyes that when I see it more, right? Because the political algorithm has been pushed down my throat so much, even though I just want to see goth mommies and UFC content. That's all I want to see on my algorithm, man. Why am I getting this bullshit? Actual bullshit, right? Like, I guess that's the correlation that I personally got from it, was once he died, the political algorithm just got fucking smushed up to 1,000, right? And yeah, that's my TED Talk. I'm not done. I probably have other things to say. Okay, this one's more of like a hypothetical question that I want you guys to answer in the comments with me and have a little bit of discussion with me, right? And that is, if you were the only person on Earth, right? And let's just say, for example, every human just got Thanos stamped, and that's it, right? Is, one, how long would the internet be a thing, right? My first thought in this hypothetical, though, is, right, I probably only have 2 weeks of perishable food before I have to go to the non-perishable fucking Chili's, right? Because if all the stores have no, like, if there's nobody else on Earth besides me, not a lot of stores will have power or backup generators working or shit like that, right? Like the refrigerators and the freezers would probably turn off eventually, right? And perishable food, like, there's not going to be there's no farmers left to make fresh fruits and, tender fucking, tend to the pigs and the cows and chickens and all that shit, right? So even if all the animals are still alive, there's nobody to feed them and tend to them and to process them and to make them chicken nuggets that I can devour, right? So I probably have 2 weeks of food that's like in grocery stores and shit like that I can eat, right? And then on top of that, the internet, right? If I have the internet, it'll never get updated again. But would I still have it? Like, will I still be able to watch YouTube? Would I still be able to go on Netflix, right? Because you have to have the internet to do those things, right? Would I still, would the power just cut off, right? Would all of the nuclear bombs go off, like they say, like fucking Y2K style? Would all the fucking electrical fences shut off? Would all the zoo animals get released because the electric doors don't no longer work, so they're just open like Jurassic Park style? You know what I mean? So that's like my first three questions, right? Then, personally, I would find my way down to Washington D.C., District of Columbia, and I'm going to the headquarters of the FBI. I'm going to the White House. I'm going to the fucking all the Congress buildings, right? Finding my way into the fucking basements and shit, and I'm looking through everything. I'm finding the physical JFK files. I'm finding the physical MLK files. I'm finding all the physicals to the alien files. I need to know this stuff, right? And what's gonna piss me off about it is I'm only gonna be able to know this information by myself. And I'm not gonna be able to talk to you guys or my friends or my family about it. Like, hey, this is the shit that actually went on, and it's insane. But conspiracies is a whole nother thing that I would love to talk about on this channel, but I just don't have the gusto to fucking talk about it, nor the knowledge at all, one bit. The knowledge I get from fucking conspiracy theories is the same fucking access you guys have, and that's no fun. I want to come in with a different perspective and different knowledge, right? I'm just not that smart. I feel like this video has been about 50 different places right now, and I love that. if you could keep up, like, this is like a quick journey into the mind of myself, because this is truly how I think on a day-to-day basis. And yes, this video is edited down for your liking so that a lot of the dead space of me staring off into the sunset and drinking my beer is cut out. But this is truly how my brain works. Like, it is truly a fucking ping pong battle against two fucking idiots, and every ball they hit is a different idea or a different hypothetical or some bullshit, right? And yeah, it's weird. I don't know if I have something. I probably don't, but whatever. You know how the world is nowadays. Everybody has a fucking diagnosis of some fucking bullshit. So yeah, if you think I need to get checked out by a doctor, hit the like button. If you don't think I need to be checked out by a doctor, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully this video gets a ton of subscribers and no likes. See ya.